We are expecting global growth to hold steady this year at 3.2% in 2024 and 3.3% in 2025, which is a slight upward revision relative to what we had in April. And at the same time, we're also expecting inflation to continue its downward path towards central bank targets over time. So overall, I would say it's a steady picture. However, we are at the same time expecting medium-term growth to remain sluggish, which is one of the big challenges that the global economy faces. The MENA region is one that is one of the regions where we've had, I would say, modest downward revisions. We are expecting growth this year to be 2.2%, going up to 4% in 2025. And for this year, we've had a downward revision of about 0.5%. And a big factor behind that downward revision is the fact that we've downgraded our forecast for Saudi Arabia due to the mandatory OPEC plus production cuts. So that's really one of the main factors behind the revision. But even in Saudi Arabia, when we don't look at the oil sector, but the non-oil sector, we still see very robust growth there. And then the acceleration of growth in the MENA region to 4% in 2025 is expected as this drag on activity from the production cuts waves, and at the same time, we also see the impact of the relatively tight policies also wane over time, as well as the fact that we are expecting fairly robust non-hydrocarbon growth in the region. So we have seen a number of conflicts and their impact, including the war in Ukraine, the Israel-West Gaza conflict. These are developments that have already been incorporated in our forecast. So they have played a role, of course, by affecting growth prospects in the countries in the region, but also through the impact on commodity prices. And part of the increase in inflation that we had previously seen was, again, in response to some of these adverse commodity price developments. However, in this round of our forecasts, we don't have an additional impact relative to what has already been, again, incorporated in our forecast. But clearly, beyond their enormous human toll, these conflicts have had an impact on the global economy.